Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview. Everton versus Chelsea in another huge game at Goodison Park to try and cement Everton's status in the Premier League. And it's another tough one, Baz, because not only are we playing a tough side, but obviously Burnley play on Saturday, Leeds play Saturday. I know it's against Manchester City, but they're playing at home, and we've got those two games before we play our game, and we've got to hope those games go right for us, and then take that into the game on Sunday. Again, as I said, that's the third place team in the country, a very good side, and it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult the way the fixtures are right now. We seem to be playing catch up every time we play, don't we? And again, like you just said, we could be, if the worst happened, we could be 8 points behind Leeds and 5 points behind Burnley by the time we kick off on Sunday, albeit with 2 games in hand on both of them. So it's one of them, isn't it? Or, when you're looking at it, all we can do is worry about ourselves. The way the games are piling up and the way that we've got them, there's nothing we can do. We have got to sit and wait. In an ideal world, you'd all play at the same time and you just worry about yourselves and then hope that it was enough when the whistle goes, that you've done enough and other teams haven't won. But at least they know what they've got to do. That's the only positive way you can look at it. They'll know walking out Sunday what the score is in terms of Burnley and Leeds. Burnley go to Watford. A draw would be all right, I think. I mean, a Watford win would be lovely, but a draw would be all right. And obviously, you hope Manchester City, who have to win their game, quite simply, because I think Liverpool will win all theirs, so neither of those two can drop points. So I think, going on Sunday, we'll know exactly what we need to do, and we just got to worry about ourselves. We're up against an excellent side, because they are, but a side that are only going to have 48 hours left before they have to play again, and obviously 2 o'clock kick-off. They're in the Champions League places. They're 8 ahead of Spurs, they're 6 ahead of Arsenal. They're not finishing outside the top 4. And you hope you catch them cold. And I guess it's going to be like the last 12 years since Jermaine Beckford scored the winner. 11 years. We've kind of had a decent home run against Chelsea, and you hope that continues.
Yeah, we've won the last 3, haven't we, against them? And obviously we found ourselves in a situation, where when Frank Lampard was in charge of Chelsea, where we needed to win to take us away from the bottom 3, and hopefully Sunday we can reproduce that again and get the 3 points, because as you said there, Chelsea in 3rd place, but sometimes you watch them and you're a little bit like, they don't quite have that intensity that the top 2 have. They don't quite have the squad. Obviously, they've got a fantastic squad, but just to get it very much like for like, they don't quite have it. And I know that's been a big issue this season, certainly with the wing backs. I think when they lost the 2 wing backs, that's sort of where their season started to unravel a little bit in terms of going for the league. They're obviously out of the Champions League now, but they do have an FA Cup final to look forward to. And you just think on Sunday, if we can hit them hard, and after playing that game at Old Trafford, that our need might just be a little bit more than they are, and where that, we know it's football, isn't it? That's where quality sometimes gets pushed aside when one team really wants it more, and if we can get a lead, and then we've got something to cling on to. And I think that's been the big difference in the last few weeks. It's always been about that first goal. Of course, Newcastle, we got it late. But against Manchester United, we had something to cling on to. And, the Leicester game, because they scored early and then you're chasing the goal, we did get it, but because we got it so late again. So if we could get that first goal, and then we've got something to hold on to. And with the crowd behind us, because I know, obviously, Sunday, fans are looking to go big again, welcoming the coach and all that kind of thing, and then taking that into the ground and trying to make it a fantastic atmosphere, which is what we've been obviously all trying to do recently, trying to make it the best environment for the players to play in. hopefully we can get something, because it would just be a huge boost if, of course, we've got 2 big away games now. We've got Leicester next week, who obviously have gone away leg at Roma, and that's all square, so they can throw everything at that. And then we've got Watford on the Wednesday. And if we can get, I know it's easier said than done, but if we can get 3 positive results going into those back-to-back home games against 2 teams that, again, our need is so much more than them, then that sets us up. And I think this is the game where it's like, this is the game, I think, if we can get 3 points on Sunday, we'll all have that belief. We will all have that belief that we can get out of this mess we're in. Regardless of what Burnley do, regardless of what Leeds do, we can get 3 points. I think people will think, yeah, these are not only these fighting for us, but they're taking points against teams that other people would say, they should be getting the points. So it's week 35 of Ultimate Fan, and the packs have dropped. Right, here's my base pack. This is the one you get for free when you download the app. Let's see who we've got. I have got Mowbray from Manchester United. Never playing. Sue and Chito one. Never heard of him. Never. That's a nightmare for the commentators, that, isn't it? And I've got Tottenham as my team. There you go. That was a lot easier to pronounce, wasn't it? Right, I've got a goal pack. And the goal pack has Rob Holding, Arsenal, playing West Ham this weekend. James Ward-Prowse. Now, that's an interesting one because he's been scoring goals recently, a lot of free kicks. That's an interesting one. And my team is Manchester United, who are at home to Brentford. So let's have a little look at my team. Do I make any changes? Oh, I'm not sure. Harry Kane. No, Harry Kane hasn't been scoring. He's been letting me down in the last couple of weeks. Do I make any changes? Do I take him out the side? They are playing Leicester at home. Surely they've got to start picking up some points. That's a difficult one. Mason Mount, he's been scoring goals. Do I put him in the side? Don't really want to. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Phil Foden in. I'm going to put Phil Foden in for Harry Kane. I'm going to have Kevin De Bruyne, Saka and Mo Salah, who I'm sure is going to continue scoring goals for Liverpool, although they've dried up of late. But there you go. That's who I'm going for. That's my team this weekend. Make sure you download the Ultimate Fan app. There's a £1,000 prize pot. Download the app now for free and get playing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Chelsea, when everything's equal, they're miles better than Everton, of course they are. They've got wonderful players. You look at the bench against United, Loftus-Cheek, Ziyech, Lukaku, Sarr, Kennedy, Pulisic, Chalobah, Shaw. They're all fantastic, and the first team's incredible as well. But I watched them the other week against Brentford at home. They were winning, and first half they were the better side, didn't score the goal. Come out second half, Rudiger scores a worldie. And then Brentford just went at them and ended up beating them 4-1.
Yeah.
And it was never a 4-1, but Brentford took the opportunity. Bravery took the opportunities. Arsenal then went and beat them 4-2 there, but in between they went to Southampton and won 6-0. Yeah. So that if they click, they can destroy you. You know that.
Yeah.
And they should have beat United the other night. They had 21 attempts at goal without being amazing. They were the better side.
I think, and I watched them against Manchester United, and again they dominated the ball, got the goal, and then 2 minutes later conceded. And to me, I think actually the way they play will suit us, because I think when I watched the Southampton game, and they caught Southampton very hard that day so many times, and I think on Sunday there's not going to be any Ben Godfrey, so it's probably going to be Yerry Mina and Michael Keane, I'd imagine. Although Mason Holgate did play last week, and what that says to me is Everton defend on the edge of your box and then try and play in the counter attack and stop Chelsea from being able to get round the back of you. get men behind the ball like we did last week, and frustrate them, stifle them, stop, don't allow them that time and space like we did for a lot of the time at Anfield. I think that will play into our hands, and with the Goodison crowd and just being able to, I think if we have some of those counter-attacks that we had at Anfield, I think there's opportunities there, and obviously it depends on who the personnel is, whether he goes for Richarlison up front again, or whether Dominic Calvert-Lewin's available, or even Dele Alli. Maybe this could be the game where you think all things come together. So I think there's an opportunity there, as you said. I don't think Everton fans are sitting quaking in the boots because it's Chelsea. We've played Chelsea sides before and beaten them at Goodison Park. It's not like every year we're used to seeing them beating us and leaving that bad memory. We went to Stamford Bridge, we got a draw because we got our backs against the wall, got stuck in, we even conceded first and then still got an equaliser. So I think it's just about, for us, everyone being positive and thinking we can get something out of this game, and hopefully we do.
Well, we beat them. We were in the bottom three when Duncan took over. Yeah. Ironically, it was Frank Lampard's Chelsea, but I think they were unbeaten in 17 games that day. When they come to Goodison, we got the early goal, we scored after 5 minutes. It gave us something to work off. And they had fantastic players. They've got fantastic players now. And we beat them the last 3 seasons at Goodison. They've had much better teams than us in the last 3 years. And before that. So it is about battling and scrapping. Got to make sure we're as resolute at the back like we were last Sunday against Liverpool. But we've got to have a bit more quality when we break. And we've got to make... The biggest thing for Everton recently is goals. We've scored 2 goals in the last 3 games. Yeah. And we've missed opportunities. At Anfield, Decore, Anthony Gordon, 2 decent opportunities to at least hit the target and make the keeper to make a save. Richarlison missed a hat-trick of chances against Leicester, Rondon, people like this. We've got to take these opportunities when they come. Against Chelsea, you mightn't get too many. Yeah. So when you get the opportunity, you've got to take it. We're not sitting here going, we'll beat these, this is going to be good. But I think Chelsea fans will look and go, well, we're in the top 4, we know that. Just play the game. The FA Cup final should be their biggest game on the horizon now. It's a trophy. And like I said, they're not falling off the top 4. They'll win another game or 2, and that'll be it.
Yeah, of course they will.
So therefore, for them, we might just be catching them at the right time, just for where the season is. For us, we are desperate for these points, and the players have got to prove that. And if we do get a goal up or whatever, or 2, imagine 2 goals up, if you got a goal up, dig in, break the game up. I'm not talking about rolling around or whatever, but I'm talking about clear your lines and take your time and take a breather when you can get it. The crowd will pull you through, and hopefully a few of them Chelsea players look over and think, I like Frank, let's just stay. I'll take a 1-0 today.
He give me he give me my start.
We'll take, they need the points more than us.
Yeah.
And we'll, because let's be honest, they'll have the backing of Everton on cup final day, won't they? So, a favour for a favour.
Yeah. I'll take that. Let's have a look at Chelsea's team. I think this one starts against Manchester United.
Yeah, so you can see there, Mendy in goal. Back 3, Azpilicueta, Silva, Rudiger, and then obviously the wing backs who were excellent. Reece James, who was particularly good against United. Marcos Alonso scored the goal, and you've got the energy of Kante, Jorginho, Mason Mount, who Frank Lampard obviously is shaped and is an excellent footballer. And then the front 2 there of Havertz and Timo Werner. And it's not bad when you can bring Loftus-Cheek, Lukaku and Christian Pulisic on either.
It'd be interesting, I want it, because obviously he started with him, whether he does start Lukaku against Devon, like a psychologically coming back to Goodison, they might think it's for him.
United didn't give him a very good ovation, did they?
No, they don't like him, do they? No. But they might think psychologically that might help them. The wing backs are obviously they're hugely important for them. The way they play, they make that midfield into.
Do you think Lampard might go to a back 3 to try and match them up? I wouldn't. So I'd stick with what we've got. But
No, I don't.
No.
I don't because
Just thinking about Mina coming back.
I just think that because I think he's trying to stick to one formation.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to change it, I would have changed it at Anfield if you were really going to change it. But it looks like he's going to stick to one formation.
Yeah.
And obviously their wing backs, listen, they put that extra man in midfield and that they do, you know, push they do move forward so well, and they are like wingers, and he's just brilliant. He's been so badly missed this season for them. The form he was in, you know, I know it's interesting because there's a lot of debate about who's the best English right back, but this lad can go forward and defend. And
he's better overall. Alexander Arnold going that way, he's unbelievable. But like you said, James can do both. He's a better defender.
And Alonso on the other side's always a goal threat.
Big unit as well, isn't
you know, so I think Ben Chilwell he was better when he got into, and obviously when he got injured, he was in great form after not starting the season. But you know, we've got to just take it. Football is no, that's the point. Football is not always played like that. We know that for a fact. And I've seen remember Chelsea side coming back a few years ago, and we won the game 2-0, and it was like we 1-0 up, and they had the likes of David Luiz and people like this playing for them, and you knew they weren't that arsed, because once the second went in, and I look at Chelsea and think, well, these have got a couple of players who have already, you know, Rudiger's not going to be there next season. So already said, Christensen, these kind of players who are they're seeing out the season. And that's what you've got to capitalise on.
And they're already, like we've said a few times, they're in the Champions League places. They're going to finish there. So this game for them is almost, they've just played at United. It's almost like, you know, they got an FA Cup final 13 days at the time of kicking off. Yeah. So exactly. If it was me, I'd be thinking, because if you're going for, if like you've got a secure Champions League, it's a different thing, but they're going to do that anyway.
Let's have a look at one of the players who I imagine will be asked.
He's
100%. Top player.
29 appearances, 24 starts, 10 goals, 9 assists, averages 2.2 shots a game. And obviously Frank Lampard knows him very well. Had him at Derby, give him his go at Chelsea. Spoke about Anthony Gordon in his press conference, likened him to Mason Mount and Tierney, being on that. Two young, obviously, English players. Mount's brilliant. He's been fantastic since he come back. He was brilliant for Derby and he's been fantastic for Chelsea. Hasn't he? Scored against us at Stamford Bridge this season, scored against us. And Carlo was our manager, didn't he, for Chelsea? So we know that he's a real live wire, he's a real threat. But we just got to think about ourselves. You know, Chelsea, we've said it lots of times, they're a great side, but they're not perfect.
We have to just put a performance in. It's as simple as that. You can't think too much about what the opposition are going to do in terms of their mentality about the game, because they could turn up and be like, I'm not really arsed today. But if we don't turn up and exploit that and play at our best, then what's the point? That's the difference. That's the thing when you play good sides, is that you can catch them all, but you have to be at your best. They can be, you know, you hear it all the time when they were only in second gear, because you've allowed them to be in that second gear. You know, teams can be beat. Of course they can. Every team can be beat. No one's unbeaten in the Premier League. So we've got to take advantage of that. We've got to take advantage of them coming and only having, you know, a couple of days. And, you know, it's been a long, hard season for them, as you said. And we've got to just exploit that and be at our best. And the crowd's got to be up for it, which it will be. We know how important it is. And no matter what happens Saturday, you know,
they've got to take something from the game, regardless.
Yeah.
Like you said, Everton have won the last 3 home games against Chelsea, starting with that 2-0 win, and a couple of narrow games. It's the first time that Everton are playing a Premier League game when starting the day in the relegation zone since December 2019, when they beat Chelsea 3-1 at home. It's the latest such game in terms of games played since April 1999. Where we beat Coventry in our 33rd game, which is what Sunday is, beat them 2-0 and went on a good run. Everton have earned 7 points from the last 3 home games, which was as many as they'd earned in the previous 10. So people who are kind of having a go at Lampard, and you look at that and go, well,
Yeah.
You know, he's done all right at home. Away, we've been crap all season. Everton have played the most Premier League games on Sundays without winning this season, and Chelsea have played the most with winning. So maybe something will.
Those things change.
Maybe something will go. Something will change. And this was an interesting one. Dele Alli has scored 5 goals in 8 Premier League appearances against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Which is, he hasn't scored more goals against any other side.
And they're the little things, aren't they? They're the little things that...
And for me, he's just been, the last couple of performances, he
Yeah.
looks like he's a little bit, I don't know whether it's a bit fitter or a bit more confidence, or he's got the bit between his teeth, but he done well when he come on, I thought, at Anfield at the weekend. He did well against Leicester.
And that'll be an interesting decision to make, I think, for Sunday. I know Dominic Calvert-Lewin's back in the squad, but do you really want to just throw him back in and be, you know, with Charlison, I don't want him as my striker. I want him, you know, playing on wide or off or, you know, whatever. And for me, Dele Alli, could he play that role? Well,
see what Kai Havertz does for them. It's just a false 9, isn't it? He plays, you know, he makes good, intelligent runs into the box. I know for Spurs he was better running from deeper, but if you want the insurance of 3 midfielders behind, and just right now, while Dom isn't playing or isn't fit, and we tried the Charlison through the middle, it hasn't quite worked. Takes him out the game.
That's it. It takes him out the game for me. There's too many periods of the game where he's battling and scrapping where I want him on the ball.
And especially against a team that uses the wing-backs really well. You need workhorses on each flank. And Damari Gray, as good as he is at running with the ball, he doesn't get up and down like Ritchie. And Gordon will.
He's been poor recently.
And he has been poor. So if it was me, I think I'd try Dele through the middle on Sunday and just give him a start and see what happens. Because I think if you give him a chance, he's cool in front of goal. I think he might be... We're not scoring goals, are we? And then you've got the option of Dominic Calvert-Lewin off the bench then with half an hour to go.
We haven't been scoring goals, and you've got to... That's the area of the pitch where you can make little changes. You can just tinker with it and make little changes. And I think that could be that you're always looking for that little thing, that spark, you know, something that just changes it. You know, and a player who maybe is different from what you've got. And Dele Alli, in the last few weeks, we have seen just that little moments. Obviously, helped set the goal up against Leicester. Nearly got an assist in the derby, you know, at the away end. Yeah. So there could be, you know, it could be, and let's hope it is. Let's hope it is.
Let's hope he plays and he gets a hat-trick and we just win the game.
Just win the game.
And then Chelsea can win every other game after that.
Just win the game. Go out.
Win
the game.
That's it.
Dead easy.
And we'll all be happy. Even Chelsea will be happy.
I think so.
You know what?
I think
so.
Like
Frank.
I think so.
And we'll win every other game after that.
I think so.
Including the FA Cup. And then we'll say, well played, Chelsea. We'll be the first to pat them on the back when you win the cup.
Yeah.
If they give us the win.
I think so. There you go. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. It's getting to that. It's getting to squeaky bum time, but let us know your thoughts in the comments on this game. Make sure you go and download the Ultimate Fan app as well. Get playing on that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want more great videos, daily live videos, join us over on Patreon. The link is in the description and it will be on the screen right now. QR code, scan it. It's 2022. It's 2022. Just scan it. Take you straight to the site. Get live exclusive videos.
And give Everton 3 points as well, if you scan it.
If you scan it,
possibly,
it means you want Everton to win. And the more scans,
more opportunity.
The more, like, it's like karma. It's like karma. Just scan, Everton win.
And go and welcome the coaching as well.
Yeah, and welcome the coaching.
Get the atmosphere going.
There you go. See you later.